siblings. I'm gonna take these off because you can high-key see how I'm holding the camera. So this is a pretty unfiltered video today. A little talk with me video. I don't know what to call it just yet, but basically I'm just gonna be saying what's on my mind and seeing what happens from there. Let's go with the reason that I decided to move out of my parents' house. So I was, I guess, stereotypical rebellious teen, and I kept taking the car, and I eventually got my license without my parents knowing, but I got caught and then the car was taken away from me. So I currently do not have a car. I have lost those privileges, and it was fair. I was really heated when they first did because I was just like, but y'all promised me the car. But I was being a spoiled little brat, low-key. But I can admit that now, and now I'm like saving up to get my own car. Is that going well so far? No, but young, dumb, broke college kids, it's going somewhere. I don't have $0 in savings, but it's like lower than it should be, but at least I'm getting there, you know? Oh yeah, but the reason that I'm probably gonna get off topic a lot because that's just how my brain works. I felt like I wasn't growing in the environment that I was in, and I was sticking to my old ways, and I just felt like something needed to change and I needed to start making adult moves. And though it's kind of not been a struggle, because I don't want to make it seem like I've been struggling. I don't know if that's like the right word that I should use. I don't want to be like overly dramatic, but like I'm currently in college. My major is very demanding. I have a job off campus. I'm pretty much on campus in classes from like 8 to 1 or 8 to 3, depending on what day it is, whether it's Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday. And this isn't me complaining at all because like I love the house that I'm currently living in with my roommates, and I'm glad that I like have the opportunity to get this degree. It's just a lot, but I signed up for it, I guess, so I can't really complain. I have to do ensembles for concerts because I'm a music major, music ed, because I want to be a music teacher. And I don't know. I feel like now I'm getting into why I want to be a teacher. So sidetrack again. We'll get to the title is claiming that I'm explaining. The reason that I want to be a teacher is because there's been so many teachers in my life that have had such a huge impact and kind of just taught me more than the subject, you know what I mean? Like taught me life lessons and things like that. Especially a lot of my elementary school teachers, but pretty much in middle school and high school and college. Like, I'm sorry I'm shaking the camera so much. I hope this isn't too bad quality and y'all aren't getting a headache. Basically, a lot of teachers have affected my life in positive ways. Some in negative, because there's not always good teachers. That's also a reason why I wanted to get into the field and be one less bad teacher, if that makes sense. But when I was back at home, like back in my hometown living under my parents' roof, I was labeled as a lot of different things, like lazy, not an adult, immature, not those exact words, but pretty much. And I kept acting that way because I was just like, okay, this is what they're identifying me as. They have evidence to prove it, so I just must be that way. And that wasn't the case at all. It was just my mindset. After moving out, I've grown a lot. I've cried. Sorry for the language. I've worked really hard to get where I'm currently at, and I've been tempted to take shortcuts. I feel like a lot of people are, and it's just shortcuts aren't always gonna get you where you need to be. So I don't know what I mean by shortcuts. If y'all know what I mean, if y'all know what I mean, if y'all don't, I might cut that out low-key. You know what? Actually, no, because it's unfiltered. I just, not necessarily things that aren't legal, but just shortcuts in general, whether that be No, I think that's also illegal. Okay, never mind. But what I'm saying is, after moving out, I've changed a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. I've been able to be by myself in solitude, in quiet, because back home, I have a lot of siblings. The house is always loud. And here I can just think, not have to be a babysitter because I'm the oldest out of all of my siblings. And that's no offense to them. Like, I love them to death. But sometimes I just need to be away and like by myself because I feel like I'm at that age where I'm 19, by the way, about to turn 20 at the end of this month. Period. But I just needed space to grow, basically. I just needed to figure out what I actually am because the labels that I used to give myself, they don't have to be true. Like one big one that I have is, oh, I'm so awkward. You don't have to be those, sis. Editing Mia here. So the things that I do to try to be less awkward is make more eye contact and just go out of my way to say hello or give someone a compliment or even introduce myself and try to make a new friend. You just never know until you try. And also, I don't try to overdo it because I do have anxiety and I don't want to push myself too hard and then put myself in a bad situation. So yeah. And like one of my roommates is no longer my roommates. They're always like, oh, I'm so lazy. Oh, I'm so dirty or gross. And I always tell her, like, I don't like it when you talk negative about yourself. But then I realized the labels that we give ourselves are what we manifest in our lives. Like, if you say, oh, I'm so awkward, you're going to stay awkward. If you're saying, like, oh, I'm so lazy, you're not going to get up and do what you need to do. You got to unlearn those labels. You got to take those stickers off and replace them with new ones or don't put any at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to put yourself in a box. You don't have to say, oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Oh, I can't change this about myself. 9.9 times out of 10, you can change it. It's just your mindset. No, I don't want to restart my computer and install Windows 11. Thanks for the notification. I'm being a little rude to my computer. I'm sorry. But honestly, if you label yourself as a confident person, you'll become confident. You just got to put in the steps. You just have to believe it. You got to fake it till you make it. Because people aren't going to know that you're faking it unless you tell them. But why would you tell them? I mean, like, unless you that close and be like, yo, even though I'm not that confident with myself, I'm going to walk with my head high until I feel that confidence. But that's what's been on my mind. And I just kind of wanted to talk to y'all and tell y'all that I'm not dead, that I'm still alive. I'm not as stressed anymore. The semester has just started. There's already been one assignment that I did not know that was there. So I got a 0 on it. Not the best start, but that's not going to discourage me from getting A's, B's, and maybe a C. C's get degrees. I'm just saying, C's get degrees. Don't get mad at me if I get a couple of C's, Mom. It's okay. I'm still get that degree. It's okay. I'm not going to get below a certain GPA. It's fine. I love you. If you're watching this, I promise you, it's fine. C's aren't the end of the world. I promise you. Y'all, if you get something that's a C or below, that doesn't automatically mean that you're just stupid. It doesn't. That just means that you didn't understand the assignment. And sometimes that happens. It could be that you're not putting in the effort, or it could be that the way that the teacher is teaching it, you just don't understand the way that they're teaching it. And that doesn't mean that it's all on the teacher's fault, because you have to be willing to ask for help and be like, hey, like, raise your hand and be like, I don't get it. Could you explain it in a different way? Because if you're sitting in class not understanding what they're talking about, let them know. And not all teachers are going to be like, oh, okay, let me explain it a different way. Because like I said, not all teachers are good teachers, which is kind of sucky, but you just got to do what you... I'm sorry I keep looking... I'm still working on looking directly in the camera lens. I'm going to get it eventually. But just... now I feel weird looking into the camera. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. But you also have to do what's best for you and ask for help, because if you don't ask, how are people gonna know that you need it? That's all for today, folks. I'm out of here. Peace. Anyways,